up, jazz guitar friends? Just caught me refreshing up on All of Me, one of the greatest tunes ever written. And I'm here today to talk about being a real book player or really playing. And this is by no means a slam on the real book. I think the real book is an awesome, awesome tool for all improvisers. I also think it's great that it's keeping some of these tunes alive. The song in question here was written in 1931. Seymour Simons, Gerald Marks. You know, not a lot of people are named Seymour and Gerald anymore. So the real book is a great tool, but it's going to give you maybe about 2/3 of the information. We're going to talk about that. Now, when I was playing, I played an intro. I did my little Philly chromatic 2/5. I changed a couple of the chord qualities going down there from the ending, but for the most part, I played this song, pretty straight up. The one part I want to talk about is the last 4 bars, and that is notated as a C6, E flat diminished, D minor, and a G7. Okay, recently I had a student come to me when we were playing this song. And what I noticed, well, the first thing is the student said that I want to play a song, but it's really boring. And I was just like, okay, what song is that? And he said, All of Me. And I was like, oh, well, there's, again, many great standards. This is a great song. Doesn't always strike me as the most exciting of songs, even though the lyrics are beautiful and it does have a great message. So I said, okay. And he just asked me if I could play anything that would be a little bit different. And when we were playing and he was comping for me, I noticed that every time he played that same exact turnaround at the end. I believe that turnarounds are the spot for musicians that are intermediate and advanced to start to maybe interject a little bit of their own personality and style into these standards. Now, I'm not saying you go all, major 7, sharp 11 chord on me, because maybe that reharm doesn't always fit the song. I'm sure there's situations where that would be the coolest thing ever. But again, we want to be sort of true to the song sometimes, as the musical situation would dictate. So check it out. What are some things that you can do there? Well, obviously this is a cool turnaround. But if this is what you're going to play every time, the song is obviously going to be boring. So one thing that I like to do, first thing I like to do is maybe make that major chord a little bit more interesting in playing a C major 9. And then maybe I won't play that E flat diminished, because sometimes the diminished sound has maybe a dated or old school sound. So I might want to interject this with just a dominant 6 chord with some alterations. And for my 2, I'm probably going to do that. And definitely for this 5, I'm going to weight it. I did a couple different things in the intro. A bunch of different things over that dominant chord that I would do. Also, you could go to a standard, 3, 6, 2, 5 after that as well. Another few things that I like to do, always try to throw those dominant chords in there. That's a great turnaround. I just went chromatically up from a C major. I went E flat, D, D flat. Some other cool ones that you could do, I don't know. I do like the minor third idea. I guess that one would be kind of hip with the right band, I just went C, E flat, G flat. First time I played it major, second time I played it dominant because I thought it would sound a little bit better. But these are the kind of things that you can do on a real book kind of tune to put your own style and experiment and try to apply some ideas over the song. A lot of people get the Ron Burgundy syndrome, and that means that you're going to play what's on the page every time. And at that point, the song is playing you. You don't want that to happen. By throwing in some turnarounds and identifying where the turnarounds are at first, you can really start to pick your spots on tunes where you can start to interject a few little ideas. These reel books are great tools, and again, they're keeping these songs alive. People are still going to be playing these songs years later, I believe, in a big part to these books. But you don't want to be always reading what's on the page. You try to find where those turnarounds are, and you can interject some of your own musical personality into it. And then there are a couple of tunes on here that are like some, from like Miles, quintet. And I mean, the tunes are great, but again, those changes might be what Ron walked one time through, or those guys played one time through. Those bands are kind of different, and again, another reason to not be a slave to what's on the page. So use these books for what they are. It's a great resource, and it's a great way to keep these songs alive. But always remember to try to interject some of your own little ideas. You heard me, and if you've watched these videos, you've seen me do that Chromatic 2.5 all the time. And maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time. And that's just something that I like to do. A lot of players like to do it. I'm not unique in that sense, but I am unique in the sense that I like to tinker around with these songs and find little ways to just make it fun. So, all right, jazz guitar friends, I hope you dug this session. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share button. I appreciate all the support. No Ron Burgundy, stay off the page. Once you get the song under your fingers and in your head, start to try to throw some different ideas in there. Bebop!